Hello, everyone, and welcome to the English Everyday Podcast. I'm Daniel, your host and teacher, and I'm here with my good friend and student, Emma.
Hi, Daniel. Hi, everyone. I am so excited for today.
I'm excited too, Emma. Today is a very special episode for all our beginner learners. If you have ever felt tongue-tied or nervous when trying to speak English in the real world, this is for you. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to describe your entire daily routine, and most importantly, you'll know exactly what to say at a busy train station. No more getting lost or buying the wrong ticket.
Oh, I need this. Last week, I tried to buy a ticket to the city center, and I ended up, well, let's just say I saw a part of the city I didn't know existed.
That's hilarious. We've all been there, Emma. Mistakes are just chances to learn. So let's start at the beginning of the day. Emma, tell me about your typical morning. What time do you usually wake up?
Well, I always get up at 7 a.m. Oh, wait. Daniel, should I say I get up or I wake up?
Great question. Wake up is when you stop sleeping and open your eyes. Get up is when you actually leave the bed.
Ah, okay. So I wake up at 6:45, but I get up at 7. Then I have a shower and I get dressed.
Perfect. Listeners, try to repeat that after Emma. I have a shower. I get dressed. Good. Now, Emma, what's next?
I eat breakfast with my cat, Whiskers. He is always hungry. I usually have toast and coffee.
Wait, Emma, you said I eat breakfast. That's fine, but many native speakers say I have breakfast. Both are correct. But Emma, be careful. I heard you say once, my cat always hungry. What's missing there?
Oops, my cat is always hungry. I forgot the to be verb again.
Exactly. He is hungry. Now, Emma, after breakfast, how do you get to work?
I take the bus every day. It takes about 20 minutes. But today I want to take the train to visit my sister.
Well, that's perfect timing. Let's imagine we are at the station right now. It's big, it's noisy, and there are people everywhere. What is the first thing you look for?
I look for the big screen, the departure board?
Spot on. The departure board shows the train times and platform numbers. But before the platform, we need a ticket.
Right. I see a machine and a person at a counter. Which is better?
Both work. If you go to the counter, you should be polite. Try saying, "Excuse me, I'd like a ticket to London, please." Emma, you try.
Excuse me, I want a ticket to London.
That's okay, but "I'd like" is a bit more polite than "I want." And the worker will probably ask you, single or return. Emma, do you know the difference?
A single ticket is one way, and a return ticket, is that for coming back too?
Exactly. In American English, they often say one way and round trip, but in the UK, it's usually single and return.
Okay, I need a return ticket because I'm coming home tonight. How much is it?
Let's say it's £20. You can pay by cash or card.
I'll use my card. Do I hit the machine with my card?
No, please don't hit the machine. You tap your card. Just touch it lightly on the scanner.
Okay, I tap my card. Done. Now I have my ticket. Daniel, I have a quick question. I saw on the screen 2 trains to London. One says express and one says local.
Very important. An express train is fast and skips many stops. A local train stops at almost every station. If you are in a hurry, take the express.
I'll take the express. I don't want to be late.
Good choice. Now, let's take a quick break. If you're enjoying this conversation, please hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps us make more lessons for you.
Yes, please subscribe. We love having you here.
Okay, Emma, we have our ticket. Now we need to find the platform. Let's look at the map on the wall.
I see it. The station is so big, I feel a little lost.
Don't worry, just use this simple pattern. Excuse me, which platform do I need for the train to London?
Excuse me, which platform do I need for London?
Great. The staff might say, go straight ahead, then turn right. Platform 4 is on the left. These are called imperatives, short instructions. Emma, can you give me a direction?
Turn left at the coffee shop.
Perfect. Now, as we walk to the platform, we need to be careful with our prepositions. Emma, do you say I am in the platform or I am on the platform?
I think I am in the platform.
Actually, it's on the platform. Think of it as a flat surface you stand on. You're on the bus, on the train, and on the platform, but you are in a car or in a taxi.
Oh, prepositions are tricky. So I am standing on platform 4. Oh, I hear an announcement.
Mimicking a muffled speaker. The 10:30 train to London is delayed by 15 minutes.
Oh no! Delayed means it's not coming?
No, delayed just means it is running late. If the announcement says canceled, then it is not coming at all. And if they say suspended, it means the whole service has stopped for now.
I hope it's not suspended. I really want to see my sister.
Don't worry, 15 minutes is a small delay. While we wait, let's talk about a common mistake I hear all the time. Emma, if you are waiting and have nothing to do you say I am boring or I am bored?
I usually say I am boring. Is that wrong?
Well, if you say I am boring, it means you are a boring person and people don't want to talk to you. You should say I am bored with an ED at the end.
Oh my goodness, I have been telling people I am a boring person for months.
It's a classic mistake. Remember, ED is how you feel, I am tired, I am bored, and ING is for the thing that causes the feeling. The book is boring, the trip is tiring.
Okay, I am bored because the train is delayed. Am I doing it right?
Perfect. Now here is a challenge for our listeners. Listen to this sentence and tell us in the comments if it's right or wrong. I am very interesting in English. We'll give you the answer at the end.
Oh, I know that one now. Listen, the train is here.
Train approaching. Now, when the doors open, remember the most famous phrase in London, mind the gap.
I love that phrase. It means be careful of the space between the train and the platform, right?
Exactly. And always let the passengers get off the train before you try to get on. It's much more polite.
Okay, I'm on. It's very crowded. Excuse me, is this seat free?
That's the perfect way to ask. Or you can say, do you mind if I sit here? Now, while Emma finds a seat, let's talk about pronunciation. Emma, sometimes the names of stations are very hard to say.
Yes, like Leicestershire or Greenwich. They don't look like they sound.
True. My tip for everyone, if you don't understand the announcement or the name, just say, I didn't catch that. Could you repeat the station name, please? Don't be shy to ask.
I didn't catch that. I like that. It sounds very natural.
It is. And another quick tip, the words leave and live. For the train, we say the train leaves at 10 o'clock with a long E sound like tree. But if you talk about your home, you say I live in London with a short I sound like fish.
Let me try. The train leaves and I live.
Very good rhythm. Now, Emma, we are approaching your stop. Before we get off, we need to check we have everything.
Let's see. Phone, wallet, bags, umbrella. I am all set.
Great. And one last thing, when you leave the station, you need to find the exit. Some stations have many exits, like exit A, exit B.
I'll ask the worker, which exit should I take for the museum?
Perfect. You are officially ready to travel.
I feel much more confident now, Daniel. I am not a boring traveler. I am a brave traveler.
You certainly are. Let's review what we learned today. We talked about daily routines using the present simple, like I wake up and I have breakfast.
And we learned how to buy a ticket, single or return, and how to find the right platform.
We also fixed that boring versus bored mistake and practiced the long E in leave. Listeners, your homework today is to write one sentence about your morning routine in the comments. We will read them and reply.
And the answer to the challenge? I am very interesting in English?
It's wrong. It should be I am very interested in English because it's how you feel. Did you get it right?
I hope so. Thank you for another great lesson, Daniel.
Thank you, Emma, and thank you to everyone for listening. Next time, we'll be talking about how to order food in a restaurant without any stress. Until then, keep practicing, stay safe, and keep speaking English.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.